So you're new to the planner community and you've seen some phrases floating around on Instagram and Facebook groups and you're just not sure what they all mean. Well, no worries, I've got you covered in this video. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Quita from At Home with Quita. Again, I'm always glad that you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So I'm going to be breaking down all of this planner language and lingo that you've seen floating around, especially if you're new. And even if you are not new, but some of the terminology you're just not familiar with, I'm going to break all that down for you today and show you what that all means. So that way you can just be familiar with those terms. When people are speaking and you're watching these videos, you can hang. You know what it all means, and it helps you to better plan. So let's just get started. I'm going to break it all down for you, and I'm going to show you what all of this lingo means so that way you can see it as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is break down common planner sizes so that you can get familiar with how it looks, and maybe it'll help you in determining if you want to kind of maybe move into that size. You know what it means because it can be very confusing. All right, y'all, so we are here at my overhead view. We have a lot to get through today, so just take note that some things I'm going to show you and some things I'm just going to explain to you what they are because I may not have them on hand. And also, I don't want this to be like an hour or 2-hour video. There is so much in the planner community that needs to be explained, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. So we are going to start again with planner sizes. Now, I'm not going to share with you every single size because again, for time's sake. So I'm going to show you what I have on hand. I'm going to explain to you the differences, and then I will try to fill in the gaps as much as possible. Again, if you're watching this video and I have forgotten something, make sure to comment below to help us out, okay? All right, when it comes to sizes, there are disc bound sizes, there are hole punch sizes. Pretty much, in my opinion, everything can be hole punched or disc punched with the exception of a couple of sizes. So that's why in our shop you'll see all of the different options that can be hole punched and disc punched. So if you want to kind of like DIY your own planner, you don't want to go with the traditional settings, then you're more than welcome to do that. But I'm going to share with you how they're typically punched. So there is pocket size. This is pocket size. It's very small. It's not going to be big enough, in my opinion, to make your planner, but you can use this as a note-taking planner. I believe pocket is pretty similar. Pocket is 81 millimeters by 120. I'm not sure what that is in inches, guys. So please forgive me on that, but I think it's pretty similar. So this is micro size. It is Happy Planner micro size. So it comes disc punched. You probably could hole punch this, but I'm not really sure how that would all work. So that's micro. There is skinny mini size. So I'm just going to pull it out of the packaging. And this is just a reference video, so I don't really feel the need to show all my shop products. I'm going to just show an array of things. And basically what skinny mini is it's half of a mini size. So this is mini. And so as you can see, the page is half of the mini size pages. I'll pull one out for you for reference. So if you line it up there, it's half of the size. So this is mini, this is skinny mini. These are typically Happy Planner sizes, so they will come disc punched. And then there is personal size. Personal size is typically hole punched. I'm not going to be telling you guys the size of every single thing. I just want to show you all the sizes that are available. And so that way you can use this video for reference. So this is personal size. This is skinny mini size, just so you can see the difference. I also have a size guide in our shop, and that may be able to help. And there's also lots of different size guides floating around the internet. So that's personal size. And then this is classic size. Classic size is one of the most popular sizes. It is Happy Planner size. So they have classic size, so it pretty much comes disc punched. You really can't hole punch this because of the way it's set up. So that is classic size. And then this is skinny classic. So skinny classic is the same concept as mini and skinny mini, and that is half of that page's size. So this is skinny classic, this is classic. Okay, next up is A5 size. A5 size is typically hole punched, but you can get these disc punched as well. They are very similar to half letter. A5 is international size paper cut in half. Half letter is US size paper cut in half. So this is the size of A5. Again, it typically comes hole punched. And so that is A5 size. And then we get to half letter size. Half letter size is what I use, and it's very, very similar to A5 size. And so if I give you a quick comparison to A5, just so you can see how similar it is. This is A5, this is half letter. So half letter is a little bit taller, as you can see, and A5 is wider, as you can see. So very similar, very popular. And so that's the difference between those two sizes. So again, there are so many other sizes I don't have to be able to show you for reference. There's also big size, big happy planner size, which is also called letter size. And letter size is 8.5 by 11. It is the size of a regular sheet of paper. There is also a 4 size, which is 210 millimeters by 297 millimeters. It's used in Australia and the UK. So again, just to go over them again, I'll start from biggest to smallest. There's letter or big size, which is 8.5 by 11. Then there's classic size, which is the most popular size. It's 7 inches wide by 9 inches high. And then there is A5, which is pretty similar to half letter, which is the next size below that. There's also some half sizes in between. Skinny classic is one of those. It's half of a sheet of a classic size paper. And then there's also mini size and skinny mini that goes along with that. Skinny mini is half of the mini size pages. There's also personal size, there's pocket size, and there's micro size. I feel like I'm missing something, so again, comment below, let me know what I've missed. All right, so now let's talk about planner supplies. There are so many planner supplies out on the market. Please don't go out and buy all the things. You do not have to do that. Just get what you really need and want, and it can really help to make your planner your own. So the first thing is dashboards. I love a good dashboard. So I'm just going to be kind of showing you within my catch-all planner. I do have some other planners nearby that I can show you that as well. So dashboards are a great place to display different things. You can put an adhesive pocket on it. You can use it for sticky notes. You can make one out of cardstock and laminate it and display different artwork, but still make it functional by putting little notes and things on there. So this is a frosted dashboard that I've used some adhesive pockets on so I can display some art or some journaling cards. So that's an option there. So dashboards are used for many different things, can be made out of many different things. This is a vellum dashboard, which of course has adhesive pockets on it as well. You can just keep it standard as vellum just to display something on there, but this can also be used as a dashboard, which is going to be able to display certain things that you want to be able to be seen in front of you, and you want to be able to just pop little things on top of it and layer. Dashboards are awesome. There's so many different types out there, but that's basically the concept of what a dashboard is. Again, this is a plastic dashboard. They have frosted, which is what this is, clear, cardstock, vellum, so many different dashboards. But when they say dashboards in the planner community, this is what they're talking about. Next up, we have dashboard dividers. I call them dashboard dividers because I feel like even though they're dividers, they can still be used as dashboards, meaning that you can still pin different things to them, or you can still pop some sticky notes on top to be able to see the things that you want to see in front of you. So these are dashboard dividers, or just dividers, whatever you want to call them. They're basically subjects here that you can quickly get to the subject that you want to get to. So they may be the monthlies on the outside. They may be the subject tabs like you see here on the outside. You also have top tabs. So as you can see here, I've got some top tabs there and side tabs. Again, months or subjects is what you would typically see in this case. And all they do is allow you to get to that next section. So they serve as dividers. And you can decorate them as well. You can layer them. So as you see, this is the divider dashboard, and back of it, I have some clear printed from our shop. And then I also have vellum in back of that. And then I get to the actual planner. So you can stack it with different things. You can also do the same thing as with the previous dashboard I showed you, where you can stick an adhesive pocket on it, slide a little card inside of it. It's completely up to you. So many options, but these are very helpful in being able to just get to that section very quickly, or that month very quickly. So divider dashboard dashboards, in my opinion, are a must when it comes to your setup. But again, we are referencing and talking about lingo in the planner community. This is what they mean when they're talking about dividers. The next thing you're going to hear quite often is disc bound. And so, you know, I know when I was first coming into the community, I wasn't sure what disc bound meant. But basically what disc bound is, it is the system in which you can add and remove paper. And so basically what they are is these round discs that can be used to create a custom notebook. So they require a special punch. As you know, you can buy a punch from your local craft store, but it's great because you can take these pages out and you can reposition them within this system here. So as you can see, that removes very easily. I can take that and put it in the back. If I want to put it in the back, I can shuffle all of these things around because it is on this disc bound system. And in my opinion, it is my favorite binding system because it's just so functional, so easy to use, so user friendly in that you can move everything around. This whole planner can look completely different with this sort of system. Now with the discs here, they come in metal or plastic. These are metal discs. There's multiple size options when it comes to discs. There's lots of companies from the Happy Planner to ARC to Levenger to Martha Stewart to Fancy Plans Co. that does this disc bound system. So it's very popular, readily available at a craft store near you or online via your favorite shop. But this is just such an amazing system to be able to customize the planner that you want. The next term is an insert. So insert is loose leaf planner pages as opposed to already being included in a spiral bound notebook or a glue bound notebook, etc., that you can purchase in smaller quantities, and you can add this item to your own ring planner, or you can punch them yourself and add to your disc bound notebook. And inserts are often called printables. They come in a variety of sizes. There's so many options, from bill pay trackers to notes to blank pages to dot grid. I mean, there's so many options when it comes to inserts. You can buy them online. So this is what I mean by an insert. It is just literally a sheet of paper that is already pre-written on, or it is already ready for you, ready to go. You can buy it in a bundle of inserts, or you can print them out as well. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about next, because that would still be considered an insert. And so inserts are very popular. You could buy them from several different companies. So this would also be considered an insert. It's just basically something that you buy outside of your planner system that is ring bound or like already bundled up. You can't put an insert in this planner because it's already put together. So this wouldn't be considered an insert. An insert is just a loose leaf sheet of paper that you can insert into a planner that allows for that type of system. And then we may as well talk about printables. Printables are basically inserts. So what we just talked about applies here as well. So they're worksheets or other files that can be downloaded from the internet and you print them from home. They can be free or they can be paid for. So a lot of shops have printables that you can download from their website that may be this, it may look exactly like this, but instead of having to wait for them to ship them, you purchase them and you download them from their website, and then you print them at home and cut them at home, and then you insert them into your existing planner system. So next up is WO1P/WO2P. And basically what that means is week on one page and week on two pages. So the week on two pages is probably the most popular that you'll see. Week on two pages is very fabulous, if I do say so myself, because that's what I use. I don't typically use a week on one page, but I know there are a lot of you out there who probably do use week on one pages. And so this is an example of week on two pages. So the week on two pages comes in several different layouts. So we're going to get to layouts. Trust me, I'm going to explain to you what that means as well. And so basically what it means is that the week is split up on two pages. So as you see, Monday through Wednesday is here on one page, Thursday through Sunday is here on another page. So that's an example of one here. And then if I open up this planner, I'll show you a different layout that is basically the same thing. So this is the subject layout. And so as you can see, subject layout, half of the week is on this page, half of the week is on the right side of the page. So that is week on two pages. Horizontal is another example of week on two pages. We also have a vertical planner, which is week on two pages, vertical line, which is what this is. Also, we have a vertical week on two pages, which is basically the same concept. It's just the week is just split up on two pages. That's all you need to know when it comes to that. Week on one page is the complete opposite, meaning that you may have something on this page, and I'll show you in an example of that as well. And then on this page is going to be the week. So a great example of that is the dashboard layout. Dashboard layout is what is considered a week on one because the weekly spread is on one page. There are so many other examples of that, but this is the dashboard layout. I was trying to show you one that wasn't as busy, but basically week is right here. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is all on one page. And then this is some other things that you still use in your planner. And so other week on ones may not look exactly like this, but it's basically the same concept. Your week is all on one page. And then you still have another page here that you can do, whether it be taking notes or put other priorities and goals and things like that on the other side of the spread. But this is your week all on one. So there's week on one and week on two. And again, you're going to see it as WO1P, which means week on one, or you're going to see WO2P, which is week on two. So if you ever see that, that is what that means. It also applies to a monthly. So there's either a month on 2 pages or a month on 1 page. And so basically the month on 2 pages looks like this. And it means the same exact thing. It means that your month is on 2 pages. There's also some that may have the month this way, all on 1 page, and then something else on this side. And that would be considered the month on 1 page. So just know if you see MO2P or MO1P, that is what that means, month on 2 pages or month on 1 page. Next up is called a full box. So a full box refers to a sticker or a stamp or other planner supplies that fits in one box. It's typically an Erin Condren or a Happy Planner vertical box. So let me show you how that would look. So this is kind of an example of a vertical box, which would be a box that is vertical, and the sticker should fit in that box. So this is how a full box looks. These 2 boxes are considered full boxes. Again, they typically fit on an Erin Condren vertical or Happy Planner vertical, and they should fit perfectly inside the box. So as you can see, now the height is a little bit off, but that's basically the concept of a full box. And so typically in a Happy Planner vertical planner or an Erin Condren vertical planner, this box is going to fit perfectly. This is the Faith Planner, so it's a little bit different in terms of how it's laid out, and so it may not fit perfectly here, but it fits widthwise but not lengthwise. But that's basically the concept of it. It is a box sticker that's going to fit in the vertical planner perfectly in that space. That's considered a full box. There's also what we call half boxes. And so half boxes are basically half of the size of a full box. And so it's going to fit in that space as well, but it's only going to take up half of the space. So as you can see here, if I pull this one out, this is a half box. So you can see the difference there. There's also quarter boxes and other smaller boxes. So I will show you how that would look as well. Now I'm not sure the size of the smallest one here. This is the quarter box. I don't know the exact sizes of these, but you can always look them up. And then this is a smaller box, which I'm not really sure what to call this box. So as you can see there's lots of variation in size there. Full box, half box, quarter box, and then I don't know what that is, but these are all the boxes that are typically in the Happy Planner sticker books. And so they fit perfectly widthwise in the space here, but the length is a little bit different based on the size there. So these are pretty much the standard box sizes, but I really want to bring your attention to full boxes and half boxes because these are probably the most 2 that you'll see in the community. So the next thing we'll touch on briefly is $2 Tuesday. So basically what that is a special discount some planner shops do on Tuesday where selected sticker sheets from their shop are $2. So we're not going to harp on that. That's pretty self-explanatory, but it's very popular in the planner community. You'll hear that a lot. So if you ever hear $2 Tuesday, don't say, what is that? You know what that is, okay? That's a discount that you're going to get where their sticker sheets are $2. All right, next up are task cards. Now, task cards have recently become very popular through, I believe, Maddie Plans is the one that came out with this whole task card thing, and we all love it. So thank you to her because it really has been helping me to make sure my planner looks aesthetically pleasing, but then also have function. And so you can use task cards many different ways. So in this particular case, these are our black task cards, and I just used them to display some artwork. So you could just kind of pop them in and layer them with things if they're colors, different colors, but typically people use the clear task cards. And the clear task cards are perfect for being able to display those things that you want to make sure that you're doing on a weekly basis. You can use them for reference. I do have a full video on my channel sharing with you guys how to create task cards for yourself and basically the whole concept behind them. So we're not going to go too deep into them today, but as you can see, what you do basically is you layer them with page flags, and then you have the wording here with the different tasks that you want to do. You can take it off of here and put it in your planner so that way you can see that task in that week. Then when you're done, you put it back on your task cards. That's one way of doing it. Or you can just use them for reference, which is what I do. I just come here on a weekly basis. I look by subject because as you see, all of our task cards has a subject there. And then I make sure that I go down and I say, okay, let me make sure I'm doing all of these things for work, all of these things for school, all of these things for family. This is on a dashboard, by the way. This is called a dashboard where I stuck these two. And then on this side, we have finances, home, and self-care. So I'll just come here, and for that week, I may pop them in and then put them back here, or I may just use them for reference. So there's multiple ways that you can use a task card. There are also printed task cards. And so you may see a task card kind of like this. These are my goals. These are also called journaling cards. And you can write in different things on a paper task card as well. So there's paper task cards or cardstock task cards, and then there's also these plastic clear task cards. We also have them in probably about 9 different colors. So these are awesome. And again, these are fairly new to the community, but if you ever hear task card and you're not sure what that means, envision this video and you know that they are these plastic cards here that have different tasks on them that you can pop in your planner during the week. Or you may see a cardstock task card that's kind of set up the same way, and it's basically the same concept. So while we're here, we may as well talk about journaling cards. So journaling cards are awesome. I'm really obsessed with them. I love keeping them for reference, and then sometimes I just kind of keep them here and write on them and then discard them. So these are our to-do journal cards, and then these are goals journal cards. I just use them to stick them in here. And then I also have some overflow here in the back, so that way I can grab these if I want. These are our new habit tracker journal cards, very popular in the shop. And again, you can display them however you'd like. You can keep them tucked in a pocket, or you can come here on your dashboard again and you can tuck them in a pocket. You can stick them on the dashboard. You can pin them on the dashboard. It's completely up to you. There's so many options here, and there's so many options also available when it comes to the style of task cards. There's something out there for everybody that can help you to just be a little bit more organized and functional with your planner setup and get the most done. So I love a good journal card. There's also journal cards that are more decorative, like these from Notique. These have quotes and such on them. So you can have one of 2 types of journaling cards, some that are already decorated for you, where you're just kind of popping in for inspiration, like these as well. These are just inspiration journal cards, or you can have those more functional journal cards that you can use for everyday planning to make sure that you're getting those things done. So I love journal cards for displaying them. They're very pretty, and then they're also functional. And we cannot forget about washi. Okay, so let's talk about washi because that is an accessory. And so I store my washi, of course, in here on a dashboard, so that way I can easily get to the washi that I want to use for that particular week. But they typically come in little rolls like so. So this is how they would come, like a roll of tape, and you could basically take it off, put it on a card. These are the task cards that I was showing you before. They are used as a washi card in this particular case, but basically they're on a roll like this, and you pull it out and you use it on your planner spread. You cut it, you can decorate different things with them. Washi is awesome. So abbreviation for washi is a Japanese tape made from paper. It's similar to normal tape, but it can be repositioned. So it's typically used for decorating planners, making dividers, dividing sections of your planner or your pages, or just to add a photo. So washi comes in 1,000 different patterns, as we know, and colors, as well as gold foil, glitter, and various widths. So these are my favorites right now, but there's so many out there. So I would definitely go ahead and start exploring. Don't fall into the rabbit hole because it's a whole thing, and figure out what your style is and what washi that you like the best, the width, the size, and the design. But I love washi for various reasons. It's very functional for functional planning, and then also it could be used as a decorative element. So let's get into some planner brands and types. The first one is a Bujo. So Bujo is short for bullet journal, and that's where you basically draw any planner page layout you like, usually on grid paper. So this is my bullet journal that I'm trying to get into. You guys know that's not typically my thing, but I wanted to start journaling. And so I have some pages here that I don't want you to see because there's some intimate thoughts there, okay? And so I decorated this page here. So it's all about art, but I don't feel like you necessarily have to be artistic. It's just where you have more functionality or more control over what you're writing. It could be dot grid or line grid, which is what this is. There's so many different companies out there. I'm not really that in depth when it comes to that. So you guys can drop comments below and let us know what all the brands out there that you can bullet journal in. This is a Stalogy, and this is B6. And I don't think I've talked about B6 size, but again, I told you guys there's so many different sizes. So I'm pretty sure I knew that I was gonna be missing a size. So this is B6, also A6, y'all. There's so much, right? And so that's why I said I need y'all's help. Drop them below. And this is supposed to be a basics video and probably the most common planner supplies and types and things like that. That's what we're really discussing today because there's so much in between. And so this is the Stalogy, and this is a bullet journal. It's basically blank pages here that I can come in and write with my different pens, and there's so much out there when it comes to that as well. And you really make the page your own. So that's first up. So next up is a Fedori. So it's based on a Midori Traveler's Notebook. This is a Traveler's Notebook. I'm pretty sure this is not a Fedori, but it is a Traveler's Notebook. So it's a planner that usually is leather or fabric cover with an elastic type to keep it closed, and inserts, typically smaller than the standard page size. So as you see, it has an elastic band here that I use to open and close it. And in the inside, it's typically filled with, if I can get this open, I can show you guys. This is the elastic band I was talking about. It's filled with these little notebooks. So that's why it's called a traveler's notebook. So this was actually my traveler's notebook when we went to Europe. And there's different notebooks that you can use within the system here by attaching them with the elastic band. So you basically open it up like this. You slide it in, you slide it out, and you can move this stuff around, but you cannot move the pages around on the inside. And so there is some functionality here, and it's very user friendly, but it's not as easy to move things around like a disc bound system would be. But this is the concept of your standard traveler's notebook. FF is another term that you're going to hear, and that is Filofax. I love Filofax. It's basically another popular ring bound planner that's available in many sizes and colors. So this is an example of a Filofax. I have this in personal size. I also have it in A5 size. So they have ring bound planners, and they are also getting into some other stuff. They kind of have their own system now. So this is a coil planner, but they also have pages that you can pull in and out, which is what this is. They have a ton of different things. So they're basically a brand. Filofax has so many different things, from ring bound leather covers to kind of like a disc bound system as well. The next term is EC or ECLP, and that stands for Erin Condren, EC, or Erin Condren Life Planner, ECLP. And it's one of the most popular planners that comes in different styles, vertical, horizontal, and hourly. And they've got some other stuff going on as well. They have a ton of new things. So this is an example of an Erin Condren planner. Coil is where they started. So this is a coil planner, and this layout is the vertical hourly layout. And so again, they have a ton of different layouts that you can choose from, but their standard has always, well, has typically in the past been vertical. That's probably the most, and then horizontal is something that they recently started doing, I believe, within the last couple of years, and then hourly as well. And so many styles to choose from, but this is an example of Erin Condren Life Planner. It is typically, this is the size that it is, but she also has lots of different notebooks and things like that. She also has a folio system that has these little notebooks included as well. But this was her bread and butter. This is the coil planner. But whenever you see this, you know it's Erin Condren Life Planner. You can also customize different things. You can customize the cover. Lots of add-ons as well. Again, she's got notebooks and these little traveler's notebook sort of system, which is called the folio. and or the petite planner. It goes with the folio, and so there's a lot there as well. But I just wanted you to know the name of the company is, whenever you see EC or ECLP, is Erin Condren. We all are familiar with the next one, which is HP, that is Happy Planner. They are very affordable, and lots of people like to think of them as the alternative to Erin Condren because Erin Condren can be a little bit on the pricey side, whereas Happy Planner is more on the budget side. It features similar layouts, so you know they've got a whole ton of layouts available, and it uses discs rather than coil. So this is an example of a Happy Planner. This is the fitness planner. There's so many different layouts, so many different styles for you to choose from. It comes in classic, big, mini, skinny classic, micro. I mean, there's so many different types and styles and sizes when it comes to Happy Planner. Next up is KS, which is Kate Spade Planner. It's a sophisticated but expensive planner, and the brand also has tons of other cute supplies such as luggage, tags, and just lots of different things. Kate Spade is the whole thing. And so this is the only Kate Spade that I own. This is one of her covers. It had rings in it at some point, but I pulled the rings out so that I can put my mini Happy Planner in it, and it worked out so well for that. So as you can see, I just kind of slid it in here like this, and then I was able to close it up really easily, and it functioned very well. And so Kate Spade is a brand. So that's an example of a brand. We all pretty much know Kate Spade from her handbags and things, but she has planner supplies as well. So whenever you hear KS, they are referring to Kate Spade. Mambi. So Mambi is Me and My Big Ideas. So that company is the company that created the Happy Planners. So it's basically the umbrella of the Happy Planner in terms of the company. So they have other things that are Me and My Big Ideas specific, and then Happy Planner is a brand under that umbrella. So whenever you hear Mambi or MAMBI, they're talking about Me and My Big Ideas. PP is for a plum planner. Now, I've never used one myself, so of course I don't have one here for you, but that is a lot of people's favorite brand because they just love the planners. They're very affordable, and it's a great alternative to Erin Condren because of the coil system. So if you are curious about them, you definitely want to take a look at their website. Next up is CC/WP, which is Color Crush or Webster Pages. They are a ring-bound planner brand, usually personal size. So I don't own one of those, but I know that they have them at your local hobby store if you want to look into that. Next up is Kiki K. So Kiki K is a popular Australian stationery brand that has stylish glue-bound and ring-bound planners for similar size planners such as personal size. This is A5 size. This is the only one I own because they are a little bit also on the pricier side. This was called Bubblegum. I think I bought this in the buy sell trade, and it is ring bound. So these are the gold rings here. It's very pretty. The leather is very plush, very beautiful. And so I do own this. Haven't been able to part ways with it yet because of how beautiful it is, and you guys know I like to change my look out, but basically it is another brand. Kiki K is very popular. So again, take a look at their website so you can see what they have all to offer that you may be interested in. Okay, next up, we are talking all things trackers. So there are so many different types of trackers, but the most popular tracker is a habit tracker. And so basically how you use the habit tracker is that you'll write in all of your tasks here that you want to track habits for, and then you'll check them off or color them off based on when you complete them. So trackers can be used to track anything from, again, habits to cleaning the house, to water intake, to blood pressure, to how many hours of sleep you want to get. The possibilities are endless. But again, this is probably the way that the most popular tracker would look, but trackers are very great, and they're able to kind of help you to make sure that you are doing the things that you want to do. And again, there's so many different types, but this is probably your most standard tracker that you'll see. So whenever someone says tracker, they are probably referring to a habit tracker. So next term is bleeding. So I thought this page would give you a great example of what that means. That is how much the pen ink is visible on the back side of the page. So no bleed pens are obviously preferable, of course. Sharpies are probably going to be the best example of what I can give you in terms of what would bleed. And so these are mild liners. And so as you can see on the back, you don't really see it. So that means these are no bleed. So when it comes to bleeding, and that term bleeding, that just basically means a marker or pen that you're going to be able to see this wording on the back side of the page. And ghosting is somewhat similar. It's when you see a small amount of the pen ink on the other side of the page. All right, next up is spread. Since we're here, I may as well talk you through that. So this could be a daily, a weekly, or a monthly spread. It basically refers to the setup you're using to plan. So a weekly planner may have a 1 or 2 page spread. So again, we talked about week on 1, week on 2. So this is your spread. You're either week on 1 or you're week on 2. So it's basically, I mean, it's really not too difficult to understand that concept. And so whenever someone's talking about a spread, a decorated spread would look like this. And so this is basically what the concept means. Whenever someone says spread, they show you a picture like this. This is what they're talking about. This is the spread. And so we have a couple of more straggler items here on this part of the video. So next up is Dutch door layout, and that is mainly used for bullet journaling. And that's where you cut your notebook in half so that you can view multiple pages at the same time. So like weekly tasks that you don't want to keep rewriting each week. So I haven't really delved into that concept that much. I've never done it before, so I would definitely just Google it and you can probably see examples of that. All right, social media. We love social media, and you're going to hear so many different terms floating around. So here are some terms that you've probably seen when looking for planner inspiration. So first up is RAK, and that stands for Random Act of Kindness. There are plenty of Facebook groups that do RAKs, so you essentially give stuff away for free for the sake of doing something nice for someone else. Next up is ISO. And ISO means in search of. So you'll probably see this mentioned in like the buy, sell, or the swap Facebook planner groups. If you're in a hurry and you want to offload some planner supplies without spending hours scrolling through Facebook groups, which is easy to do. Of course, we know that you can get caught up in the rabbit hole. So just do a search in the buy, sell, trade, or one of the specific groups for ISO, and that's going to bring up all of the posts that mention that phrase. Next up is NWT or BNWT. And that is new with tags, or buy new with tags, means a product that has not been used or is a new condition. And then we get to NWOT or BNO or BNWOT. That stands for the same as above, but without the original tags. All right, planner piece. That's something that we all say, right? We are all on the hunt for planner piece. We all want it. And sometimes it's not so easy to find. So when you found the perfect planner is basically what planner piece is. The planner you use the most often and don't have the urge to change anything about it. And so once you've achieved it, doesn't mean you're always going to have it. You could have planner piece for the moment, and then somewhere down the line when you see the new and shiny things, you decide that you don't have planner piece after all. You go out and buy all the things, and then we do this whole cycle all over again. So it just basically means that you at that moment have peace with your planner setup. PM is private message. That's self-explanatory. So private message is a direct message that is sent to someone. So that's self-explanatory, or someone may send you a private message. So whenever you see PM, that is what that means. So next is TIA. TIA is thanks in advance. Self-explanatory, typically used when asking for advice in a Facebook group. TFS is thanks for sharing. Now, I'm not going to write the meaning of each thing. I'm just kind of showing you all of the terms here because it can get overwhelming, and then also just to kind of see what it is that I've already talked about. So again, TFS is thanks for sharing. TN, you're going to see that a lot. That is a traveler's notebook. I know we talked about that earlier. Traveler's notebook, whenever you see TN, that's what they're referring to, which is a portable type planner that's thin, of course, what you just saw, and usually strapped together or stitched. And it's compact and it's perfect for planning on the go. So a lot of people do use a TN or traveler's notebook. Next up is Go Wild. So we are all trying to get there. I'm not sure if they're going to have it this year, but Go Wild is an annual planner conference in the USA where planner addicts come together. So I've never been to Go Wild. I was planning on going this year because I was going to be on their team doing some social stuff, and I'm really excited. I don't know if we're still going to be able to go though. I have a feeling that we're not. I've been kind of staying in tune with the group, and I don't think I've seen anything mentioned yet. So you guys comment below, let me know, to your knowledge, is it still a thing? thing, or are they going to push it off to next year? I would love to know, because again, I've been stalking that group, but I haven't quite been able to sift through everything because there is a lot, and find out the answer to that question. So y'all, I think that is a good note to end on. I think I've pretty much covered the basics. I did throw in some other things in there that may not be so basic, but these are pretty much all of the terms that we see in the planner communities. I know there's lots of acronyms, lots of things that maybe you still don't quite understand. So make sure to comment below and let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure one of us out there who have been in the community for some time will be more than happy to answer that question for you. And there's so many other things that I wasn't able to mention for the sake of time, and then also because they are pretty standard, like pens, color coding, things like that. They are representation of the planner community, but I feel like because of the simplicity of those things, I think you kind of get what they are. So I may not need to mention them, but there's so much to the planner community. There's just so much to get overwhelmed with. And so I'm trying to do these videos in hopes that it may help someone to just kind of simplify things and maybe have a video out there for reference. Not that I'm the first one to do this, but I tried to mention as many things as I could. So hopefully it'll help. And what I may do is try to maybe do a video at another time and maybe fill in those gaps if you still want me to do part 2, or if you want me to do part 2 and mention some of those things that I didn't mention in this video, I will be more than happy to do that, because I really have been enjoying these new videos I've been trying to post on my channel that are more of informative videos instead of just doing a plan with me for the week. So hopefully you've been enjoying as well. So that's it for this video, guys. I really enjoyed this, and it was refreshing to kind of go through some of these terms with you guys. Comment below, let me know if I missed anything. I'm pretty sure I have missed something, because the planner community has grown so much over the years. We are constantly adding to the lingo, so I am pretty sure there may have been something that I missed. So I know you guys have my back, so comment below, and that way we can let all the newbies know all of the lingo if I've missed something. I really wanted to break some of this stuff down for you guys, because sometimes I too am guilty of looking in a group or on social media or just somewhere out on the internet, and someone says something and I am just not familiar with what that means, and I have to look it up. We are all guilty of it. And so in hopes that you guys will be more familiar with the terminology, I thought I would include it all in one video, and hopefully it will help you along the way, especially if you're new on this planner journey. And even if you're not new, I'm pretty sure you can admit that some of the stuff you may not have known about, or maybe it was just a refresher for you. So nonetheless, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you stopping by my channel today to catch another video. I'm trying to keep the train moving forward, keep the momentum moving forward. And so I have been really enjoying doing more videos for you guys and kind of filming daily. I'm really glad I can kind of get back into that groove. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the videos as well. You will consider subscribing to my channel, especially if you're new here. You will like this video if you enjoyed watching today, and you'll come back and you'll catch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.